So it's El Sackico tonight. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to I'm Your Son. I hope you're all well. So a very quick video here. West Ham at home to Wolves tonight at the London Stadium, and they're calling El Sackico. Which manager is going to be sacked first? Both managers are under a lot of pressure. Both managers being almost thrown out of the club by the individual sets of supporters. It hasn't been going great for Wolves, and it hasn't been going that much better for West Ham either. And it's the quality of football and it's the type of football that's being played and the decisions. And especially for West Ham United manager, Julian Lopetegui, it's the kind of, a lot of the fans have kind of got fed up with the press conferences and the things that he's saying, the lack of his communication prowess, let's say. It just hasn't been great. The quality of football has been piss poor. You know, never really on the front foot, you know, leaking goals in defence, pretty awful in midfield, and couldn't hit a barn door in the wind. I mean, it's just been absolutely rubbish. Whereas Wolves, with all their issues, I would take Wolves' front line over West Ham's front line any day of the week. They've got goals in them, West Ham don't. But before I just kind of carry on with this, I just want to spare a thought for West Ham winger striker, Mikel Antonio, who's in a horrific car crash the other day. I'm sure you're all aware. You've seen all the pictures right now. He sustained leg injuries, but he's in a stable condition. The latest update is that he's had an operation on his leg fractures. But all I want to say is 34 years old. I really can't see Antonio coming back from this in terms of professional football. I really can't. So, you know, heartfelt messages to him and his family. Wish him all the best. Speedy recovery, of course. But even if he were to come back, a miraculous recovery in terms of professional athlete, even if he was able to come back, I just can't see him being the same, and especially the age that he's at as well. So, and in the position in which he plays as well. If he was a defender, I'd probably, you know, give him a little bit more time, perhaps, but not up front. So, unfortunately, you know, things just get worse for West Ham, but it puts it all into perspective, of course. I mean, it's just a horrific crash, and obviously it takes a long time to recover from that. So best wishes to Mikel Antonio's family, and I hope he can come back. I hope he can, but I just really can't see it. So let's just get back onto the football tonight at hand. Who's going to win? Who's going to get sacked first? I mean, it could be that both managers get sacked tonight. It's not looking good. Gary O'Neill, at one point, he was having such a tough start to the season. You thought, are they ever going to get any points? Then I thought they had a result here, and you know, there was some good performances there. I thought, they might be turning it around. And then all of a sudden, it just goes off the edge of a cliff again. Similarly, West Ham. West Ham had a really decent, great win away to Newcastle a couple of games ago. And then it just reverted back to the same. Just really poor. And it's just not great from both teams. You know, you would imagine that West Ham and Wolves should really be in that, you know, too good to go down. But they're not. Neither team are too good to go down. So it comes to this point in the season where you think, well, do you stick with the manager a little bit more? Do you think, you know, we could eke out a few points, we could survive, we could regroup. We'll wait until the new year. The thing that I've always said, and I'm only speaking from a West Ham point of view here, and this is my thoughts. There is definitely an element to that. Don't sack too soon. Stick with the manager. See what happens, you know, come 1st of January into February. See how the league position is, because right now we've thrown away this season, and same for Wolves fans. You're throwing away the season. There's no way you're going to win anything really. There's no way you're going to claw your way back up to the near the top of the table, or let's say 7th or 8th position, let's say, for European places or contention for European places. So what are we talking about? Survival. That's all we're talking about. So if it's just about survival, there's not really a lot to hope for. So do you wait just to survive, or do you hope that you can build on now and then build on for some kind of cup run maybe, and build on for maybe going into next season as well? This is the argument. Do you wait or do you just sack now? Now, I've said in the past, 10 games. 10 games in the modern era of the Premier League is enough to see where your team is or where your club is going. Now, West Ham have an issue, and there are quite a few other clubs like this right now, that it's not so much the team, which are underperforming. It's not so much the manager and the coaching, which are underperforming. It's also what's going on behind the scenes. And West Ham have been a basket case for so long, it's untrue. However, 10 games is still enough to see if a team is functioning, if the team is coming together, if there are those fabled green shoots that you can think, okay, well, yeah, I can see that they're trying to build here. Something could happen. Now, strangely enough, I see more of that in Wolves than I do in West Ham. I see more green shoots from Wolverhampton Wanderers' performances than I've ever done from West Ham, bar one game, maybe 2 games this season. So for me, it actually looks better for Wolves than it does for West Ham. I'm not saying that they should stick with Gary Neal. I'm certainly not saying they should sack him either. But for West Ham, I think the time is up for Junior Lopetegui. And I've said after 10 games, I wasn't impressed. It wasn't changing. It was nondescript in midfield, leaking too many goals and not going forward enough and not committed enough, and no quality going forward either. So for me, this is El Sackico. This is the classic game where two teams who are playing terribly, performance have been a bit abysmal, both managers really haven't got a grip of the team, and they're both heads are on the chopping block here. And I never want people to lose their jobs. I never want managers to lose their jobs, and I certainly always support the manager whilst they're in post. But it comes to a point where you think enough's enough. A change has to be made, and a positive change has to be made. The problem with West Ham, so in the last few weeks, they should have made this change about 3 or 4 weeks ago, certainly before the international break. They've lost the opportunity. They've lost that kind of any kind of momentum that they could have grabbed onto. They've lost it. Poor management of the team, poor management of the club, so many issues. And you could label the same for Wolverhampton Wanderers, perhaps. Let us know in the comments below. But there's going to be an interesting game tonight. Who do you think is going to win? I think if it comes out in a draw, that's a fair result for both teams. West Ham fan, I'm hopeful for a win, of course. Obviously, if you're a Wolves fan, you're hopeful for a win. But it's not looking great either. And even if there's a win tonight for either team, you kind of think this is just a stay of execution just for a couple more games, and then the inevitable is going to happen. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But it's a crunch match for both teams tonight. El Sackico. Who's going to win? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, just keep on watching the videos and I'll catch you again. Bye now.